Welcome back, automators. Today we are doing something a little bit forbidden. We are going to break into a high-end AI model that really doesn't want to be automated. I'm talking about Nano Banana Pro on Hugging Face. Don't let the funny name fool you. This thing is running on Google's Gemini Flash, and it generates absolutely stunning visuals. But there is a catch. If you look for the API button, it's basically useless. The developer has hidden the real generation endpoints to prevent bots, like us, from spamming the server. If you're paying for the Hugging Face PRO subscription like I am, you want to use that GPU power in your own workflows, right? You don't want to be stuck clicking a web interface all day. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to reverse engineer the browser traffic, steal your own authentication cookie, and force this model to run inside n8n. Let's get to it. I am the digital avatar of Alexander. Need SEO? Get in touch, and my team at SEO Kucha will take care of you. But for custom automation and AI, that is my personal specialty. Check the links below, and let's get to work. First, let's try doing this the nice way. If you scroll down to the footer, you see this little use via API link. You think, great, I'll just copy this curl request, throw it into an HTTP node in n8n, and we are done. But look closer. This documentation is actually lying to you. The endpoint listed is called update to resolution ER visibility. That's not an image generator. That's just the function that changes the little drop-down menu in the UI. If we plug this straight into n8n and hit run, look at that. Error 422. Or sometimes you get a function index error. The server is basically saying, I have no idea what you're trying to do, and even if I did, you aren't authorized. The main generation function is hidden from this list entirely. So the official documentation, trash it. We need to go deeper. Time to put on our detective hats. We need to see what the browser is actually telling the server. Press F12 to open your developer tools and head over to the network tab. I'm going to run a generation manually. Let's ask for a cyberpunk city with flying cars. Watch the network traffic. Boom, there it is. We are looking for a specific request. Usually it's called join or predict. If we click on this and look at the payload tab, we find the gold mine. First, look at this, FN index 2. That is the magic number. That is the actual address of the image generator that they hid from the docs. And look at the data list. It's sending our prompt, the aspect ratio, and the model name. This is the exact JSON structure we need to copy into n8n. But we aren't done yet. If we just send this, we'll get banned immediately. We need a VIP pass. Here's the reality of the situation. This is a pro space. It's running on premium GPUs that costs money. Because I pay the $9 subscription to Hugging Face, I get access. But n8n is just a cold, anonymous robot server. It doesn't have a wallet. If n8n tries to knock on the door, the server sees an anonymous request and slams the door in its face. That's why we were getting those 404 errors earlier. Here, I'm going to copy this entire string. And before you panic about maintenance, don't. This isn't some flimsy token that expires while you make coffee. I actually grabbed this cookie yesterday, and as you'll see in a minute, it is still running strong today. You usually only need to refresh this maybe once every 2 weeks. It's the VIP pass that keeps on giving. Disclaimer, never share this string with anyone. If you do, they can use your account. I'm going to blur mine out for obvious reasons. Back in n8n, we are going to build the real request. I'm setting the method to post and the URL to the join queue endpoint we found. I'm pasting that JSON payload we stole from the browser, but I'm making one critical tweak, the session hash. This tracks your specific job. If you hard code this, your workflows will overwrite each other. So I'm replacing the random text with an n8n expression, execution.id. Now every run is unique. Next, the headers. This is where the disguise comes in. I'm adding a header called cookie and pasting that long string we grabbed. I'm also adding the origin and referer headers, so we look exactly like a web browser. Now, when n8n knocks on the door, it's wearing a pro member badge. We are almost there, but this is where most people fail. Gradio apps like this don't just give you the image immediately. It's a queue system. Step 1 was joining the queue. Step 2 is listening for the result. I'm setting up a second HTTP request node. This one is a GET request to the queue data endpoint. We pass it the same session hash we generated earlier. Here's the trick. The server streams the data back in chunks of text, not clean JSON. It sends a heartbeat, then a progress update, and finally the result. If you tell n8n to expect JSON, it will crash. We have to set the response format to text. Then I use a simple JavaScript code node. Don't worry, I'll share this code. To scan through that messy text stream, find the line that says process completed and extract the final image URL. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack, but automated. Moment of truth. I haven't touched this cookie since yesterday, so let's prove it still works. I'm hitting execute workflow now. It joins the queue. It waits for the stream. The JavaScript parses the text, and boom, there's our URL. We pass that to a final download node, and we have successfully generated a high-quality AI image using a private, undocumented API, fully automated. This method works for almost any Gradio app on Hugging Face that tries to hide its API. You just need the right headers and a little bit of patience. Now, you don't need to memorize all those settings. I've packaged this entire workflow into a template. You can grab the link in the description or the first comment. Just remember to paste in your own cookie or it won't work. If you enjoyed this reverse engineering deep dive, hit that like button so I know to make more. See you in the next one.